Shalom, shalom. Bear with me. Make sure my volume's right. Shalom, shalom. All right, all right, all right. One more thing, Baba Kushar. All right, all right, all right. It's your brother Kawas, Malak from the tribe of Judah, out here on a rainy day schedule, New Year's Eve destruction, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the prophesy the downfall of America. Before I get started with this live lesson, I'd like to give all praise and glory to our power. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, elder bishops of Great Millstone that taught me this truth that rule well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful 144 elect. Like I said, out here again on the highways and the byways and the hedges and the gaps to prophesy the downfall of America, New Year's Eve destruction. I pray the lessons edifying and to the point. The two most important things you'll ever know as a Hebrew Israelite in this knowledge, in this truth, in the name of our power, which is Yahweh, and the name of his son, which is Yahweh Shai. Esau Edom, E-S-A-U, Esau Edom is the so-called white man. He's not white, but he's red. He's our red, sinister, Hebrew, big brother, enemy, Esau Edom. We are Jacob of the Bible. You got that? Good. So, my preface precept is in the book of 2 Kings. 2 Kings 21. 2 Kings, the book of 2 Kings, chapter 21. Let me take a squig of this, got this leisure hydration. You know, brother got to stay hydrated in these last days of the Esau Edom's damn system. Brother be getting dehydrated and shit. You know, water's not enough. Celtic salt's not enough. Fruit is not enough. So you got to do a couple of supplements. Let me take a squig of this so I can get started. 2 Kings 21. 2 Kings 21. Second Kings 21, verse 12 through 15. 2 Kings chapter 21, verse 12 through 15. Therefore, thus says the Lord Yahweh, power of Israel. Behold, I am bringing such evil upon Jerusalem and Judah, that whosoever heareth of it, both ears shall tingle. 13th verse, 2 Kings 21. And I will stretch over Jerusalem the line of Samaria and the plummet of the house of Ahab. And I will wipe Jerusalem as a man wipeth a dish, wiping it and turning it upside down. 14th verse. And I will forsake the remnant of my inheritance, and deliver them into the hand of their enemies, and they shall become a prey and a spoil to all their enemies. 15th verse, 2 Kings 21. This is why, because they have done that which was evil in my sight, and have provoked me to anger since the day their fathers came forth out of Egypt, even unto this day. Point blank, period. So what does that mean? That means you in trouble, Jake, Jakey, Keisha, Latino Christian, backslider, out of order family member, Pastor Pervert, Bishop Bacon, prosperity gospel lover. You in trouble. Since I brought that up, let's go to Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah chapter 30. Jeremiah chapter 30. Jeremiah chapter 30. Start at verse 4. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 4 through 7. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 4 through 7. And these are the words that the Lord Yahweh spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah, all 12 tribes. You blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, Haitians, Guatemalans, Venezuelans, Argentinians, Colombians, Panamanians. Did I say Guatemalans? Jamaicans, Haitians, Nigerians, Belizeans. You are the Israelites of the Most High, the apple of his eye, his favorite people. The Most High Yahweh created everybody, but he chose 12. Don't quote me. I believe it's 22 nations. I believe there's 22 nations. Don't quote me. Out of those 22 nations, he chose 12 to be his favorite. Why? Because he has the right to do that. If I'm the potter and I create something, I create this vessel to be my vessel that I drink water out of and eat my food off of, and this is what I piss in and spit in. I can do that. This is my favorite. This is not my favorite. So you were chosen to be his favorite, the apple of his eye. And you should be thankful for that, appreciative of that you are an Israelite. You should not want to trade places with an Edomite for quadrillion trillions of dollars. We should not want to trade places with the damn devil Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. The only nation that is not promised eternal salvation. The Edomites, Amalekite. Who's the Edomites? The so-called white man. Who's the Amalekite? The fake JEWs, the Gargamels, the small hats over there in our land of Israel right now. Those wide noses. I'm in Jeremiah 30, verse 5. For thus says the Lord Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and of not of peace. That's what's happening in America. Right now in America with a triple K, in 2025, 2026, there is a spirit, there is a voice of trembling, fear, and not of peace. Everybody's sick. I just heard on the news now, it's a new flu strain. Really? People are already sick, dying, cancer, broke, unemployed, homeless. Now there's a new flu strain, and Lord willing, that new pandemic will hit this year, 2026. Lord willing, because how do you expect to get a new kingdom unless you lose the one you got? I said, how do you expect to get a new kingdom unless you lose the one you got? We got to lose this wicked, carnal, evil world under the so-called white man's rulership. We got to lose it. It must be destroyed in order to get a new one. So, good riddance. Abanawa, Hawashai Nawa, Shalaki, Hawashai, Baba Kushar. Yahweh, send Yahweh Shai now, please, please, please. Death to America, DTA, Abad Babar. Yeah, so a new flu strain. There's a voice of fear, trembling, and of not of peace, man. People are snapping, stressed out, emotionally overwhelmed, having heart attacks, strokes. People have strokes now in their 20s. I said people have strokes now in their 20s. When I was growing up, only grandma and grandpa would get strokes in their 60s and 70s. Now, Jakey, Keisha Latino having strokes in their 20s. Why? They're stressed out, dehydrated, broke, unemployed, stressed out, emotionally overwhelmed. Let's read that again. Jeremiah 30, verse 5. For thus says the Lord Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling. Can't you hear? Can't you hear the voice of trembling? JKE, Kisha Latino, Christian, you're through. It's a wrap. You're mentally, emotionally, financially overwhelmed. You don't know what's going on. You don't know why things are falling apart. But the prophets, we do. The prophets know what's going on. Let me prove that. Hold your place in Jeremiah 30 and go to Amos chapter, I want to say 3. Let me see. Or is it Amos 9? Bear with me. Bear with me. Right. Amos chapter 3, verse 7. What I said was, Jackie, Keisha Latino, Christian prosperity gospel lover, Cesar Borgia lover, swine flesh eater, adulterer, you're in trouble, trouble. You're trembling. There's a voice of trembling, fear, and not of peace in your beloved America with a triple K that's falling apart, that you hope will get better. Oh, brother, all we got to do is vote our way out of this, brother. Come together as a people, brother. Buy some land, brother. No, that's not the answer. There's a voice of trembling, fear, not of peace. And the reason why there's a voice of fear, trembling, and not of peace, Jakey, Kisha Latino Christian, is because you don't know the answers to the test. You don't know what's coming down the pipe. You don't know the prophecies. You don't know the answers. But the prophets do. The men of great millstone, the men of like doctrine, the brothers that's on the highways and the byways, with the beards, the Bibles, and the garments, we got the answers. Let me prove that. Amos chapter 3, verse 6 through 8. Amos chapter 3, verse 6 through 8. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people be not afraid? Apparently, obviously, because the men of great millstone, the men of like doctrine, week in and week out, on the highways and the byways, during the sit downs, we're blowing the trumpet. War is coming. Famine is coming. Judgment is coming. Fear is coming. Trembling is coming. Jacob's trouble is coming. Civil unrest is coming. We're blowing the trumpet. It says, Amos 3 and 7, shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people be not afraid? Apparently, because that city is America with a triple K. And you, Jake Eve, Keisha Latino Christian, prosperity gospel lover, you are citizens in the city of America with a triple K. So shall a trumpet be blown in the city of America with a triple K and people be not afraid? Apparently, obviously, because ain't nobody doing nothing about it. Ain't nobody repenting. Ain't nobody coming out here on the highways and the byways, standing here listening. Our views is only but so much. The apostles, our apostles and elder bishops, they only get about 1,000, 2,000 views within a month. But T.D. Jakes, Creflo Negro Dollar, Joel Osteen, These prosperity gospel preachers, evangelists, they get 300,000 videos in one day, in 1 month. So ain't nobody repenting. You guys still in love with Caesar Borgia, prosperity gospel, swine's flesh, committing adultery. You still believe in your government. You still believe in voting, celebrating paganistic holidays, celebrating the new year in the middle of the winter. You's a fool. You's an idiot. Amos 3, verse 7. Surely the Lord Yahweh, Salakia, verse 6 again. Amos 3, verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people be not afraid? Shall there be evil in a city of America with a triple K, and the Lord has not done it? No, because if there is evil in a city of America, which is coming, it is the Most High Yahweh who does it. The Most High Yahweh and the Son of Yahweh Shai is judging America with a triple K. Finally, judging America with a triple K. Verse 7, Amos 3. Surely the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai power will do nothing but reveal his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. Like I said, we got the answers to the test. We got the answers to the test. J.K. Christian, Latino, Christian, backslider, you don't have the answers to the test. Only the prophets have the answers to the test. And Lord willing, I'm part of that number of men that are prophets. And Lord willing, I am. That's why I'm out here. To show myself approved. To work out my own salvation with fear and trembling. Verse 8, Amos 3. The lion has roared. Who will not fear? Yahweh Shai is roaring. He's the lion of the tribe of Judah. And you, J.K. Kisha, Latino, Christian, backsliders, you ain't afraid of the roar, the judgment of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Therefore, you must die a death by pain, according to 2nd Esdras. The Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai power has spoken. Who can but prophesy? The men that he gave the answers to, we are the ones that only can but prophesy. So that was Amos 3, verse 6 through 8. Back to Jeremiah 30. Jeremiah 30. Jeremiah 30, verse 5. For thus says the Lord Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and of not of peace. That's the MO for 2026. Trembling, fear, and not of peace. The year of apostates, agents, and sellouts. And you can subtitle that the year of trembling, fear, and not of peace. Point blank, period. Beautiful. Verse 6, Jeremiah 30. Ask ye now and see whether a man does travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins? Tough guys. Debo type niggas. Lil Ray Pookie crying like a baby when Esau them come down with great wrath. Broke. Robbing niggas. Stealing. The toughest guys in the hood. The toughest guys in the hood. Ray Pookie, Debo are going to be crying like women in 2026 because it's going to be a year of fear, trembling, and not of peace. And Lil Ray Pookie, Debo, Little Murder, Waniac, going to be crying like a baby in 2026. Jeremiah 30, verse 6. Ask ye now and see whether a man does travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. And that's all those faces that will be turned into paleness is you, Jake, J.K. Keisha, Latino, Christian, backslider, out of order family member, prosperity gospel lover, Caesar Borgia lover, swine's flesh eater. The Most High is going to turn your frown into paleness. He's going to make 2026 a year for you, trembling, fear, and not of peace. Here's my point. Jeremiah 30, verse 7. Alas, alas, for that day is great. What day is great? Jacob's trouble. And Lord, and we are already in the beginning of Jacob's trouble. And Lord willing, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai will turn it up a notch. Jacob's trouble. What is Jacob's trouble? No jab, no job. Medical martial law. Implementation of the RFID micro C-hip. Manufactured famine. A purge. Let's read it again. Jeremiah 30, verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. Who is Jacob? The father of the 12 tribes. Who is Jacob? The father of 12 tribes. So he's talking to us. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. As Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is being judged, as he is being judged, we're going to be being judged as well. Therefore, you better get right or get left. You want to get beamed up or burned up. You better choose this day who you will serve. And it's not Yeshua, Yahuwah, Yahweh, Jehovah. Caesar Borgia. It's Yahweh and Yahweh Shah. Point blank, period. No ifs, ands, or buts. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but ye shall be saved out of it. And Lord willing, a part of that number of men that will be saved out of Jacob's trouble. How? Provided for. Being endowed with supernatural power. Kohalayim La. Abanawa Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. That was Jeremiah 30, verse 4 through 7. Let me see something. Let me see if I want to go here. I got a list here. Let me find it. What I do with it. It's all good. Let me get to my list. Bear with me. Okay, let's go to the Apocrypha. Let's go to the Apocrypha, Second Esdras. You know what? Yeah, let's go to Second Esdras chapter 7. Second Esdras and the Apocrypha chapter 7. Second Esdras chapter 7. Start at verse 41. Man, all this is hot. But I'm going to go to, wow. You know what? We're going to jump around a little bit. Second Esdras chapter 7. Start at verse 33. And then we're going to jump. Second Esdras chapter 7, verse 33. And the Most High Yahweh, I'm in the Apocrypha, Second Esdras chapter 7, verse 33. And the Most High Yahweh shall appear upon the seat of judgment, and misery shall pass away, and long suffering shall have an end. Can't wait for misery to pass away. That goes back to that Second Esdras 8 and verse 50. Let's get that real quick. Second Esdras right next door, chapter 8 verse 50. We're going to come back to this chapter too. 2nd Esdras 8, verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in latter time that dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. You see? So 2nd Esdras 7, verse 33 is telling us, backing up that 2nd Esdras 8, the 2nd Esdras 8:50 is saying 2026 is going to be a time of great misery upon you, Jakey, Keisha, Latino, Christian backslider, because you walk in pride. Pride goes before a fall. You're very prideful, like your father, the devil, Esau Edom, the so-called white man. You're very proud and arrogant and conceited in your leprous, pale God, Caesar Borgia. You're very proud in your prosperity gospel. So therefore, great miseries is going to come upon you, Jakey, Keisha, the Latino Christian backslider, that walk in pride in 2026. Go back to 2nd Esdras 7. 2nd Esdras 7, verse 33. And the Most High Yahweh shall appear upon the seat of judgment. Lord willing, it's 2026. It says, and misery shall pass away. Can't wait for misery to pass away. This is a miserable life we live, man. Concrete everywhere, chemtrails, the nigger woman, beta males, seedless fruit, bottled water, taxes, death taxes, war, plastic, chemtrails, toxic waste, GMO, lab-grown meat, 3D printed meat, maggots, milk, python meat. This is bullshit, man. This is a miserable life, man. This world we're living in is not. It's not the best our power Yahweh has to offer. Believe that, man. 2nd Esdras 7, verse 33. And the Most High Yahweh shall appear upon the seat of judgment, and misery shall pass away. Can't wait. And long suffering shall have an end. Can't wait. This is long suffering in these frail, weak ass bodies and shit. Can't stay hydrated like you want. Back hurting, knees hurting. We gotta wear glasses and shit. Kids out of order. Daughters out of order. Parents out of order. It says, verse 34, but judgment only shall remain. That's what's happening now. Judgment is remaining. And it's going to remain until misery pass away. Until, like I said, until misery pass away and suffering has an end. So judgment is going to stay. Let's read that again. 2nd Esdras 7, verse 34. But judgment only shall remain. Truth shall stand. That's what's happening right now. Judgment is remaining. And it's not going to leave. Keisha, Jake Eve, Latino, prosperity gospel lover. Judgment is not going to leave America with a triple K. However, truth will stand. Truth will stand. You're hearing the truth now via the men of Great Millstone and the men of Like Doctrine, via the internet. You're hearing the truth now. Therefore, truth will stand while judgment remains. So what you gonna do while truth is standing and judgment is remaining? You're gonna stand with the truth. You're gonna get with the brothers and it's knowledge and it's truth. Follow our videos, support us, back us up. Come out here on the highways and the byways with us. Truth shall stand right now, and judgment will remain in 2026. Truth will stand in 2026, and judgment will remain. It says, and faith shall wax strong. Faith, the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Faith, belief. Do you believe? I said, do you believe? Are you a believer? Act like it. Are you a believer? Act like it. Live like it. Eat like it. Pray like it. Faith will wax strong in these last days. So if faith is waxing strong, faithlessness is not. It's gonna wax worse. It's gonna wane. And all you prosperity, gospel loving Negro, Christian, Latino, Catholics, Seventh-day Adventists, backsliders, Caesar Bourget lover, America with a triple K lover, voters, holiday celebrators, you're gonna fall apart in 2026. Your faith is the arrow is gonna be pointing down on your faith because you believe in a dead God. Your God is godless. Your power has no power. Caesar Bourget is not a God. I said Caesar Bourget is not a God. He's a pale, male, leprous, H to the M-O. Your prosperity gospel is dying. Your prosperity gospel, Catholicism, Christianity is dying. And this truth is standing strong. And this faith in this knowledge is standing strong. It's waxing strong. Kohalayim La, Abanaba Yahweh. 2nd Ezra 7. Verse 35. 2nd Ezra 7. And the work shall follow. And the work shall follow, and the reward shall be showed. The work, men, the work shall follow. The work shall follow the judgment. The work shall follow the faith. Hitting the highways and the byways even more. Doing more videos. Studying even more and harder. The work shall follow, and the reward shall be shown. And the reward is supernatural power during Jacob's trouble. Raising the dead during Jacob's trouble. Being immortal, having moments and spurts of immortality during Jacob's trouble. And the good deeds shall be a force. The good deeds of the prophets shall be a force to be reckoned with in 2026. And wicked deeds shall bear no rule. You hear that, Jackie and Keisha, Latino, Christian, backslider, prosperity, gospel lover, Esau, Edom? Your wicked deeds shall bear no more rule in 2026. It's a wrap. It's over. Turn out the lights. Put a fork in it. Christianity is dead. Caesar Bourget is dead. Prosperity gospel is dead. America with a triple K is through. Jump to verse 41. 2nd Esdras, chapter 7, verse 41. Even so now, right now, seeing corruption is grown up. Can't you see corruption? Corruption is a full-grown ass man in America with a triple K. But you, Jackie and Keisha, Latino Christians, backsliders, prosperity gospel lovers, Caesar Bourget lovers, you don't believe that. Oh, brother, it's not that bad, brother. We can get through this, brother. We're strong, brother. America strong, brother. Jesus Christ strong, brother. Corruption is a grown-ass man. Corruption is grown in America. And wickedness increased. Wickedness is increasing. Wickedness is increasing. Every time you turn on the news, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, you see wickedness increased. Corruption is a full-grown man in America, and wickedness is increased. And the righteous have prayed for the ungodly. Wherefore, this is why, shall it not be so now also? We're done praying for you, Jake. Jake, Keisha, Latino, Christian, ungodly, backslider, out of order family member. We're done praying with you, praying for you. It is what it is. If you're going to get it, you're going to get it. Or not. So it's on you now. We laid the spread out. Now what you going to eat? We done paved the way. Now what you going to do? So we don't pray for you no more, Jake. Jackie, Kisha, Latino, ungodly. We don't pray for you no more. You're going to get it, you're going to get it. Or not. Point blank, period. How many videos is it going to take? I damn near got 600 videos. How many more videos is it going to take? The Men of Great Millstone, we put out over 1,000 videos a week. How many more videos it's going to need for you to wake your ass up and see that corruption is full grown and wickedness has increased? Verse 42, 2nd Ezra 7. It's starting to rain a little bit. Bear with a brother. I'm gonna open up my umbrella so I can protect my Bible. Bear with me. Rainy day schedule, baby. Don't nothing stop this truth. Don't nothing stop this truth. I love days like this. The angels is out. The chariots is out. When you see clouds, that means the chariots is out. Bear with me. Second Ezra, chapter 7, verse 42. He answered me and said, this present life, listen good, this present life is not the end where much glory does abide. I said that 5 minutes ago. This wicked, carnal, evil world that we're living in right now. Concrete, chemtrails, the nigger woman, beta males, GMO, plastic, seedless fruit, bottled water, this toxic waste. This is not the best our power has to offer us. Let's read that again, proving my point. 2nd Ezra 7, verse 42. This present life is not the end where much glory does abide. Therefore have they prayed for the weak. 43rd verse. Here's my point. 2nd Ezra, chapter 7, verse 43. But the day of doom, shall be the end of this time. What is the day of doom? World War III. When those missiles hit America with a triple K. That Satan II missile that Russia got that can travel over 12,000 miles per hour. That, I don't know the name of that missile that China got, but it can travel 25,000 miles. It can go 25,000 miles. China, Russia, North Korea, India is going to shoot missiles over here at America. That's the day of doom. That's the day of doom. Let's read it again. 2nd Ezra 7, verse 43. But the day of doom shall be the end of this time. Can't wait. Can't wait. Push the button. Push the button. Baba Kushab. And the beginning of immortality to come. Can't wait. The day of doom will be the end of this time. The day of doom shall be the end of this time. And the beginning, called I am La, Abanawa Yahweh. And the beginning of immortality to come. I need that bad. So should you. We need immortality. We need to be ruling and reigning in righteousness forever. Wherein corruption is past. No more corruption. Go put that old ass man to sleep. Can't wait. Verse 44, intemperance is at an end. You're intemperate, Jake. You're temperamental. You're emotional. You're all over the place. That's what Christianity does to you. Catholicism does to you. It makes you emotional. You're intemperance. You're intemperate. You're temperamental, Christian, backslider. But this knowledge, this truth, makes you unemotional. Because feelings change, right? Feelings change, right? Well, we dictate our feelings through the scripture. But you Christians don't do that. You're intemperate. And your intemperance shall be at an end. Can't wait. It says, and infidelity is cut off. Infidelity is no faith. This world that lacks faith, this world that believes in this, you only live once, obey your thirst, have it your way, living your best life. It's about me, I'm gonna do me. All that selfishness, that narcissism is gonna be put to death. It's gonna be destroyed, removed when those missiles hit, when that day of doom come upon us. It says, 2 Ezra 7, verse 44, infidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, and truth is sprung up. Can't wait. That's the new kingdom. That's all I want on that. Real quick, let's go to 2 Ezra 6. Start at verse 22. 2 Ezra 6, verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear sown. That's that manufactured famine. I'm across the street from a local grocery store. This grocery store is going to be empty, Lord willing, in 2026. The full storehouses shall suddenly be empty, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth shall be suddenly afraid. And that backs up that Amos 3 and 7. No. Where it says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people be not afraid? Apparently. But when this trumpet is blown, men is going to be afraid. That's the problem. Jake E. Keisha, you're not afraid of the Most High Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shah. I'm afraid of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. I'm afraid of who the Bible calls Allah Shadya. Ba'ala Shadya. Ba'ala Shadya. Demon-like power. I'm afraid of him. But you Christians, oh brother, God is love, brother. He's not all love. He's all hate and anger as well. Let's read that again. 2 Ezra 6, verse 23. And the trumpet shall give sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. That will be the beginning of Jacob's trouble. When that sound is blown in the heavens, you're going to feel it on earth, Jake E. Keisha, Latino Christian. We're going to be in full-blown Jacob's trouble. Verse 24, 2nd Ezra 6. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, a purge. And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still. That's manufactured famine. Everybody running amok. A Book of Eli type world, a Mad Max type world, an I Am Legend type world. And in 3 hours they shall not run. That's a certain period of time. They shall not run because they're going to be afraid. Verse 25. Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape. And that's the elect. And see my salvation. And Lord will impart a number of men that will make it through Jacob's trouble. However, if I got to be put to death, it is what it is. I'm going to come back ruling and reigning in righteousness with an attitude. So what? It's a win-win situation. Either I get beamed up out of World War III, or I'll die a death of a saint and then come back the same person, ruling and reigning in righteousness, immortal. So it's a win-win. Immortality is the end result. Ruling and reigning in righteousness is the end result. The scripture says he will take care for his elect. And Lord willing, I'm part of the number of his elect. Let's read that again. 2nd Ezra 6, verse 25. Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape. That's the elect. And Lord willing, part of that number, as well as the 1/3, and see my salvation. What is his salvation? His supernatural power being endowed upon his men and his women and his children. Babies going to be throwing cars. Our women is going to be pulling trees out the ground. How much more to men? He going to give power to his men, women, and children prior to prior to the missiles flying. That's why you better get right or get left. He's going to endow his men, his women, and his children of the elect with supernatural power prior to like it during Jacob's trouble. So what that means, like I said, my grandson is going to kick ass and take names. My woman is going to kick ass and take names. I'm going to kick ass and take names. That's what you want. That's salvation. And the ultimate salvation is being delivered up into what the world calls a spaceship out of World War III. So salvation is a twofold meaning. It means being provided for, being endowed with supernatural, immortal power prior to the missiles flying, during Jacob's trouble, as well as being beamed up into a chariot. That is salvation. So let's read it again. 2nd Ezra 6, verse 24. No, 2nd Ezra 6, verse 25. And whosoever shall remain of all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation, supernatural power and deliverance at the end of your world. Woo! Verse 26. And the men that are received shall see it. The Lord will impart that number of men who have not tasted death from their birth. Woo! And the heart of the inhabitant shall be changed. Yes, my mind is going to be changed and turned into another meaning. Woo! An immortal God. I'm going to have a mind of an immortal God, as well as the body of an immortal God. Can't wait. Look, we're a part of that number. And the hearts of them shall be changed and turned into another meaning. 27th verse, 2nd Esdras 6. For evil shall be put out. Can't wait. And deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which has been so long without fruit, shall be declared. Fire. That was 2nd Esdras 6, verse 22 through 28. Fire. Go to 2nd Esdras 8. Second Esdras chapter 8. Second Esdras chapter 8, start at verse 47. Second Esdras chapter 8, start at verse 47. For you cometh far short that you should be able to love my creature more than I. But I have oftentimes drawn nigh unto thee and unto it, but never to the unrighteousness. So the Most High is telling Ezra, that you don't love your people, the Israelites, more than I do. Because Ezra was complaining about why we're going through what we're going through, why we're under this damn devil's rulership, why we're in captivity. If we're your people, why are you doing us like this? And the Most High told Ezra, you don't love your people more than I do. It says, verse 48, 2nd Esdras 8, verse 48. In this also you are marvelous before the Most High, in that you have humbled thyself, Esdras. How important it is to be humble, have humility, have a contrite and broken spirit is essential. In that you have humbled yourself as it becometh thee, and has not judged thyself worthy to be much glorified among the righteous, not overzealous, thinking you're better than everybody else. Verse 50, this is why, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in latter times shall walk in pride. So that shall dwell in the world, because they shall walk in great pride. Those many miseries is coming upon you Christians and backsliders, and you out of order family members, and you Latinos, you Catholic, you Seventh-day Adventists, because you walk in great pride. You refuse to lose Caesar Borgia. You refuse to lose swine's flesh. You refuse to lose crab and lobster and shrimp. You refuse to lose prosperity gospel. You refuse to lose these holidays. So therefore great misery shall come upon you, for you walk in great pride. 51st verse, 2nd Esdras 8. But understand thou for yourself and seek, but understand Thou understand you for yourself. That's why we study. That's why we read. That's why we are under our elders and apostles and our bishops and our leaders. So we can understand for ourselves and seek out the glory for such as be like thee. Yahweh Shah is the glory that we seek after, as well as the brotherhood, men of like-mindedness. It says, verse 52, 2nd Esdras 8, for unto you is paradise open. Those that seek out the glory, those that are humble, those that believe in Yahweh and Yahweh Shah, the hopeful elect men, the ones that are men, women, children. For unto you is paradise open. The tree of life is planted. The time to come is prepared. Plenteousness is ready. Plenteousness is made ready. A city is builded, and rest is allowed. Yea, perfect goodness and wisdom. That's probably the most hottest precept of all time. Let's read that again. 2nd Esdras 8, verse 52. For unto you is paradise open. That's the problem, Jake, Jackie, Keisha, Latino Christian. This is your paradise because you got a job and a car, a push-to-start car, a Tesla, a doorbell, a 401k, equity. This is your paradise. But this ain't my paradise. The scripture says, for unto you paradise is open. The tree of life is planted. The tree of life, immortality, is planted. The time to come is prepared. Immortality, plenteousness, paradise, ruling and reigning in righteousness forever, ever. Plenteousness is made ready. An overabundance of love, joy, peace, fruit, women, children, happiness, sunshine, Yahweh Shah, friends, wine, good food, travel. Plenteousness is made ready. A city is building, the new kingdom. And rest is allowed. I don't give a damn how you feel, Jake, Jackie, Keisha, Latino Christian. You're not resting here. You get 2 days off on a weekend. What type of shit is that? Work 5 days, off 2.5 days. What type of shit is that? That ain't rest. In the new kingdom, rest will be allowed. Yea, perfect goodness and wisdom. Verse 53, 2nd Esdras 7, Slakia. 2nd Esdras 8, verse 53. The root of evil is sealed up from you. Weakness and the moth is hid from you. That's corrosion, death, right? Who's that on the comment board? Let me see that. Bear with me. Hey, King Rayab. Yabashim Shabraka. Stop. A lot. I'm in 2nd Esdras 8, verse 53. The root of evil is sealed up from you. Weakness and the moth is hid from you. That's death and corruption. Uh-oh, the wind's starting to blow. Uh-oh. Bear with it, brother. blowing my umbrella away. It says, and corruption is fled into hell to be forgotten. And that corruption that is fled into hell, hell is the ICBM thermonuclear missile hellfire. Corruption. America with a triple K. It's corruption. Remember we read earlier, and one of the Ezras I just read earlier, Salakia, where it says corruption is full grown. That full grown corruption is going to be fled, it's going to be put into hell. ICBM thermonuclear missile hellfire. This concrete, this chemtrail, the plastic, toxic waste, this corruption is, what it say? And corruption is fled into hell, nuclear fire to be forgotten. Verse 54, 2nd Esdras 8. Sorrows are passed away, and in the end is showed the treasure of immortality. There's that word again. Immortality. Can't die, won't die. Super men, super women, and super babies. Can't wait. So now let me get to my lesson. I want a damn near an hour off script. Let me get a couple off my list, and I'm out. Because it's starting to rain, and I'm going to get out of here. Let me get my Bible. Salakia. GMS Strive for Mastery 144. King Rayab. Subscribe, be edified. Hebrews 13 and 4. That's that continuing city. Let me bring that up. When we search for a continuing city, bear with me. Let me get it. Right. Let me get it. Hebrews 13, verse 14 off the comment board. King Rayab, GMS Strive for Masteries 144. Subscribe and be edified. Hebrews 13, 14, real quick. Bear with me. Let me get it. For here, in this wicked, corner evil world, I'm in Hebrews 13, 14 off the comment board. For here, in America with a triple K, where corruption is full grown, we have no continuing city. Believe that. That he's backing me up with that 2nd Esdras 8. It says, but we seek one to come. And we're looking forward. We seek that kingdom to come, where righteousness is full grown. Immortality is everywhere. Corruption is dead. Moth is hidden. The tree of life is planted. Paradise is open. Plenteousness is made ready. A city is prepared. The water Malak for backing me up. Let me see if I can get a couple off my list, and I'm out. Let me find it. You know what? Let's go to Nahum. Let's go to the book of Nahum. The book of Nahum. Start at verse 2. Nahum chapter 1, verse 2. Yahweh is jealous. Yahweh is jealous. And the Lord Yahweh revengeth. The Lord Yahweh revengeth and is furious. The Lord Yahweh will take vengeance on his adversaries. That word vengeance, righteous judgment, vengeance, revenge from the Most High, a righteous revenge. He says that 3 times in that verse. Verse 3, Nahum 1. The Lord Yahweh is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked in 2026. Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua will not at all acquit the wicked in 2026. Let me I'm gonna put my apocrypha in my backpack to protect it. And I'm gonna use my umbrella because it's starting to rain a little bit. Bear with a brother. Okay, hold on. Because I'm gonna come back to the apocrypha in a minute. Not yet though. Okay. Second Slakia. Nahum 1, verse 3. The Lord Yahweh is slow to anger and great in power and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord Yahweh, bear with me, the Lord Yahweh hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storms. The whirlwind and the storm is an ICBM thermonuclear missile hellfire. Yahweh will have his way in the whirlwind. Now that's right after verse 2. I'm in Nahum 1, verse 3. That's right after verse 2, where he said he's going to take vengeance 3 times. How is he going to take vengeance 3 times? Through that whirlwind, through that storm. And the clouds are the dust of his feet, the chariots, the angels, what the world call a UFO, spaceship. Verse 4, Nahum 1, he rebuketh the sea and maketh it dry. You're not able to do that, Esau Edom. You're not able to do that, Esau Edom. You can't rebuke the sea and make it dry. You fool. You base of men. You idiot. You can't make the sea dry and dry up all the rivers. That is an amazing, powerful power. Allah Shah, your demon-like power, king of the universe, that can dry up the sea and all the rivers. You can't do that, Esau Edom, even if you try, you damn devil. Bashan languished, and Carmel, the fire of Lebanon, languished. Verse 5, Nahum 1, the mountains quake at him. What type of power makes the mountains quake? What type of power can make the earth shake, make the mountains quake, and the earth shake? His name is Yahweh. His son is Yahweh Shah. As well as those ICBM thermonuclear missiles is going to make the earth shake and the mountains quake at him who created the nuclear missile through Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Let's read that again. Nahum 1, verse 5. The mountains quake at him and the hills melt. How will the hills melt? Via nuclear fire. And the earth is burned at his presence. How is the earth burned at his presence? Via nuclear missiles. And Lord willing, 2026. The world, yea, the world and all that dwell therein, burned up, destroyed. Verse 6, Nahum 1, who can stand before his indignation? No one. Who can stand before his indignation? No one. And who can abide in the fierceness of his anger? No one. His fury is poured out like fire. ICBM thermonuclear missile hellfire. And the rocks are thrown down by him. Verse 7, Nahum 1. The Lord Yahweh is good. So, wait a minute. He just talked about the quake, the mountains quaking at him, the hills melting, the earth burning, and those that dwell in. He talked about the fierceness of his anger, his fury poured out like fire. And the very next verse says, the Lord Yahweh is good. So it's a good thing to melt this concrete. It's a good thing to melt this concrete. It's a good thing to burn plastic. It's a good thing to destroy you unbelieving 2/3 Negro, Christian, Latino backsliders. It's a good thing to destroy you Esau, Edom, and Amalek. It's a good thing to destroy you other nations via whirlwind, storm, nuclear missiles. Nahum 1:7. The Lord Yahweh is good, a stronghold, bear with me, got to turn the page, a stronghold in the day of trouble. And Lord willing, he will be our stronghold in the day of trouble when those missiles fly. And he knoweth them that trusteth in him. And Lord willing, he'll know King Rahab, King Yawasat, King Quadash, King Mashiach, King Mawatazat, Elder Apostle Tahar, Gabar, Rakah, Ramla, Yalad, Micah Allah, all the men of great millstone that are sincere. He'll know Kawas Malak that trust in him and will be the stronghold for us in the day of trouble. Verse 8, Nahum 1, but with an overrunning flood, he will make an utter end of the place thereof. So I can get a little dark. I'm not able to see like I want. Let me read that again. Nahum 1, verse 8. But with an overrunning flood. What's the overrunning flood? It's two things. Jacob's trouble is that overrunning flood, a purge, civil unrest, manufactured famine, right? As well as ICB and thermonuclear missile hellfire, overflowing flood. B will make an utter end of the place thereof. And what is the place thereof? That overrunning flood will make the end thereof, America with a triple K. And darkness shall pursue his enemies. Woo! Verse 9, Nahum 1. What do you imagine against the Lord Yahweh? Esau, what do you imagine? That you can fight the angels, Yahweh Shai, King David, Michael the Archangel? What do you imagine? A new world order? Everybody inoculated? What do you imagine, Esau Edom? Us drinking maggots milk? What do you imagine? Us eating python meat? What do you imagine? Female robots having babies so human women don't have to carry a child anymore? What do you imagine? 80% of the population being female? What do you imagine? A smart city? No more animals? No more birds? No more trees? No more farmland? What do you imagine, you damn devil? He will make an utter end. He will make an utter end. Affliction shall not arise a second time. We're not going to go through this again, Jake. You Israelites, you blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, Haitians, Latinos, we're not going to go through this again. Affliction, slavery, Jacob's trouble, corruption, immortality, being mortal, concrete, chemtrail, the nigger woman, beta males, plastic, toxic waste will not arise a second time. Remember we read in 2nd Ezra 6, or the 7, 2nd Ezra 7 verse 43, the day of doom shall be the end of this time and the beginning of immortality to come. That was Nahum 1 verse 1 through 9. I'm going to close out on 2nd Ezra 5. I'm going to close out after this. 2nd Ezra chapter 5. Bear with me, hold on. Y'all believe that's 2nd Ezra 5? Let me double check. I believe so. Bear with me, and I'm out. Yep. 2nd Ezra chapter 5. I'm going to go to verse 30. Second Ezra chapter 5. Start at verse 31. 2nd Ezra in the Apocrypha, chapter 5. Start at verse 31. Now, when I had spoken these words, the angel that came to me the night afore was sent unto me, and said unto me, hear me, and I will instruct thee. Hearken in the thing that I say, and I shall tell thee more. 33rd verse, 2nd Ezra 5. And I said, speak on, my Lord. Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't see that. Then said he unto me, you are sore troubled in mind for Israel's sake. Lovest thou that? Lovest you that people better than he that made them? And that goes back to that. I read it earlier, where Ezra was complaining, and the Most High said, "Hey, wait a minute now. You think you love my people more than I do?" So this is backing that up. Let's keep going. I'm gonna need a little light in my life. I'm gonna need a little bit of light in my life. Bear with it, brother. A little bit of light in my life. It says, hold on. Let me get where's my light at? My flashlight. Bear with me. Here it is. Okay. 2nd Ezra 5, verse 34. And I said, no, Lord, but a very grief have I spoken, for my reins, my insides, my spirit, my soul pains me every hour under this damn devil. Our soul, our reins pains us every hour in this wicked, carnal, sinful, evil world under Esau Edom, the so-called white man. While I labor to comprehend the way of the Most High. Ezra was trying to comprehend the way of the Most High. How much more us men? How do we comprehend, understand the ways of the Most High? By reading the Most High. That's how you comprehend, understand the ways of the Most High. By reading it. We understand more now than Ezra did. And to seek out parts of his judgment. Verse 35, 2nd Esdras 5. And he said unto me, you cannot, Ezra, seek out my judgments. And I said, wherefore? Why? Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, whereuntil was I born then? Why am I around in 2025 and 2026? Why am I around at this time? Ezra wanted to know. It says, and why was not my mother's womb then my grave, that I might have not seen the travail of Jacob and the worrisome toil of the stock of Israel. Verse 36, which is Jacob's trouble, slavery. Verse 36, 2nd Esdras 5. And he said unto me, number me the things that are not yet come, gather me together the drops that are scattered abroad, make me the flowers green again that are withered. It says, you know what? No, that's not what I wanted, Israel Salaki. But even though this is hot, let me keep going though. I'm gonna finish out. 2nd Esdras 5, verse 37. Open me the places that are closed and bring me forth the winds that in them are shut up. Show me the image of a voice, and then I will declare to thee the thing that you laboreth to know. Verse 38. And I said, O Yahweh Bashem Yahushua that beareth rule, who may know the things but he that hath not his dwelling with men. Talking about angels. As for me, I am unwise. How may I then speak of these things whereof you ask me? Then said he unto me, like as thou canst do none of these things that I have spoken of, even so can't you not find out my judgment, or in the end, the love that I have promised unto my people. I'm going to finish out on this. Verse 41, 2nd Esdras 5. And I said, behold, O Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, yet art you nigh unto them that be reserved till the end? That's what I'm trying to get to. I was wondering what I was reading for a minute. I had to read up to that point. Listen, I'm in 2nd Esdras 5, verse 41. And I said, behold, O Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, yet are you nigh unto them that be reserved till the end, the elect men, the saints, the 1/3, a little one part of that number. He is nigh unto us that are reserved, that will be reserved until the end. And what shall they do that have been before me, or what, or we that be now, or they that shall come after us? That's the elect men, that's the elect men and the 1/3 men, women, and children. I'm gonna close out on my preface precept. That was 2nd Esdras 5, verse 33 through 41 was my point. 2nd Esdras 5, verse 33 through 41. Verse 41 was my point. Go to 2 Kings. I'm gonna close out on this. Go to 2 Kings 21. I'm gonna go back to my preface precept and I'm out. 2 Kings 21. Salaki for that. I should have read all that earlier. My point was in 41, so I had to read up to my point. Salaki for kind of like not knowing where I was for a quick minute, but Salaki. That's why it's about that time for me to bounce. 2 Kings 21, and I'm out. Second Kings 21, verse 12 through 15. 2 Kings 21, verse 12 through 15. Therefore, thus says the Lord Yahweh, power of Israel, behold, I am bringing such evil upon Jerusalem and Judah. In 2026, the Most High Yahweh, power of Israel, is bringing evil, bad time upon Jerusalem and Judah, all of Israel, all 12 tribes, that whosoever heareth of it, both his ears shall tingle. Verse 13, 2 Kings 21. And I will stretch over Jerusalem the line of Samaria, judgment, destruction, and the plummet of the house of Ahab, death. And I will wipe Jerusalem as a man wipeth a dish, wiping it and turning it upside down. 14th verse. America's in trouble. 2 Kings 21, verse 14. And I will forsake the remnant of my inheritance and deliver them into the hands of their enemies. That's during Jacob's trouble. And they shall become a prey and a spoil to all their enemies. Last but not least, 2 Kings 21, verse 15. This is why. Because they have done that which was evil in my sight, calling on Caesar Borgia, eating swine's flesh, committing adultery, believing in Caesar Borgia, believing in America with a triple K. Because they have done that, celebrating holidays. Because they have done that which is evil in my sight and have provoked me to anger. He's going to judge you in 2026, Jackie, and Keisha. Second address 850. It says, since the day their fathers came forth out of Egypt, even unto this day. So that was 2 Kings 21, verse 12 through 15. This is your brother Kawas Malak. This has been New Year's Eve of destruction, rainy day schedule, judgment with your brother Kawas and the brothers on the comment board. I pray the lesson was edifying and to the point. Pray for me, I'm praying for you. Kwame Sharala, Rise Israel. We got next, baby. Any day now, guaranteed. Can't wait. Book it. Barakati Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakak Kwadash. Double honor to the apostles, elder bishops of Great Millstone that taught me this truth that rule well. Peace, salutation to the hopeful 144K men, saints that are left on planet Earth, as well as the 1/3 men, women, and children only in these last days. To the new and to the few brothers, sisters, listening to me that's in this truth, to you I say Shalom, Abad Babal, DTA, Shalom. Yabashir Rakatah, brothers on the comment board.